It's Wednesday in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and we've been talking about strongholds. This is part 3. If you didn't get the other 2, it would be wise for you to go back and listen to the other 2. But nevertheless, we're talking about strongholds, and we started out with those that are negative strongholds. That is, some areas in our lives that are like the locked room. If you've ever seen the illustration of the Lord looking at a house that you have with many rooms, and some rooms are open to Him, and one is a locked room closed to Him. That's a stronghold, something in your life that you've not yet yielded to Him, and perhaps something you struggle with as being a negative stronghold. Some of those negative strongholds are pride, jealousy, anger, fear, gossiping, lack of forgiveness, lack of full honesty, laziness, critical or negative spirit. These are all just a few of the many strongholds that we can hang on to in our lives. Maybe some area of lust that we haven't let go of yet. But nevertheless, they can become strongholds in our lives. And we decided that we needed to fix those by, first of all, admitting that we have them, accepting that they need to be changed, and then advancing by making changes in our lives. There are several scriptures that we've talked about that can help us to do that. Hebrews 10:24, Matthew 22, verses 37 through 39, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, James 4:8, Philippians 2:5, Ephesians 4:22 through 24. But there are some other helps that we can do, and that is to study His Word regularly. Hebrews 3:14, for example. We need to purify our lives, Hebrews 12:10. We need to listen to those who love us and are spiritual when they point out some of these spiritual strongholds or some of the shortcomings in our lives, and be willing to listen to those that are spiritually minded, who really love us and only want the best for us. We also need to practice some spiritual breathing. What do I call spiritual breathing? Well, that's when you exhale the negative, when you have the negative thoughts, those areas which are strongholds in your lives. You say, God, I want to get that out of my life. I want to breathe that out of my life. God, I want to inhale your Holy Spirit and let that take over that area of my life. I want to knock that lock off of the door of that room that I've been keeping God out of. And I want to bring in the Holy Spirit to that room to help me clean it up. Why is it so hard? Why do so many of us struggle with so many different strongholds that we have in our lives, regardless of what they are? Well, because we still have an Adamic nature. We received Jesus Christ, we received His Holy Spirit, but we still have Adam's old nature, that rebellious nature. And although it's not going to keep us from going to heaven, it can make life pretty miserable here on earth if we allow that Adamic nature to develop these strongholds in our lives. And we not only hurt ourselves, but many times we hurt other people around us. So what does it require to beat these strongholds? Well, the first thing it requires is submission. And let's face it, we don't like to submit. We all like to be in control. And when God points out areas, or others point out areas of our lives that are strongholds, that are not positive things, we resist it. We fight it. We say, that's not a problem in my life. Or we just withhold from that advice that either God or other people give us. So it requires submission and admitting that we do have some areas of our lives that could be better than they are. It also requires patience. We're not going to become Christ-like overnight, and those areas that are strongholds are hard to tear down. And we have to be patient and work through that and learn how to do more spiritual breathing, be more submissive to God and to His ways. And we need to show restraint. We need to be sure that we don't just say, I'm going to have it my way. I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to continue to do those things that are in my strongholds. I'm better than most people, and therefore I don't have to work on any strongholds. I don't have any strongholds that are negative in my life. It's hard work. And that's why the last word is advance. We need to continue to advance towards becoming more like Christ, and that it takes taking a look at anything in our life that doesn't belong there, recognizing it's a stronghold, allowing God to work in there, and He can do that through worship attendance. He can do that through Bible study. He can do that through the ones that love us and are honest enough to share with us, even if it hurts our feelings a little bit, and to just let the Holy Spirit take control and clean up that room, that locked room that we've not allowed God into. Also want to bring to you a prayer request. We have a dear friend that's a missionary in Shattering the Darkness in Africa, and she's running into some significant opposition to a church that was established there in Africa, a place where they drilled a well and have helped the people and had medical help there and have been doing Bible studies, and now suddenly the ruler of the tribe in that area is saying they can't meet or pray or have worship services there anymore, and they've had a series of meetings. He appears to be very reluctant to allow them to continue that, and I hope you'll join with me in praying. This lady from Shattering Darkness has planted hundreds of churches in her region of Africa, equipped the local native people who speak the language, know the culture, to share the gospel, and so there are male pastors in all of these villages that they've impacted. There are wells there. There are churches established, and she's done an incredible work there as a missionary. And so I hope you'll pray for Lynn Kennedy with Shattering the Darkness and the work that's going on in her region of South Africa. Hope that you'll pray particularly as they deal with this ruler or king of the region. And I hope you'll realize that she and all of the local natives that have become Christians and that are pastoring these churches scattered through her region face the very good potential of being executed, having their heads cut off by those that are Muslims and by those that are opposed to Christianity. So I hope that you'll remember to pray for Shattering the Darkness, Lynn Kennedy, and particularly these meetings that are going on with the local ruler in one of the areas where she's established churches and pastors in that area. That's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.